All right, now we've got the elephant of IELTS listening, and that is part 3. Okay, so in part 3, there is an academic tutorial. Sometimes among 2 people, otherwise there are 3 people, 1 tutor, 2 students, and the nature of the audio is academic. Now we've got questions 21 and 22. And they say choose 2 letters A to E. Which 2 points? Underline 2 points. Does Thomas and Jean make about Thomas's sporting activities at school? So Thomas and Jean, they are 2 characters, and 2 points they are going to make about sporting activities. So subject is sporting activities, and 2 points they make. They will make 5 points. Out of 5 points, 3 points are going to be discussed negatively, and I tell you how. For example, option A, he should have felt more positive about them. Right? If he says he felt positive already, or he was very positive already, then A is not the right answer. A will be the right answer if he was negative and he should have felt. Now, just listen. There are 2 students, Thomas and Jean, and they are talking about their sporting activities at school. Like Thomas is telling, when I was at school and once we had a race and all that stuff, okay? So option A is he should have. He means Thomas. Now it means you will listen to Jean carefully that she's going to give a piece of advice. Option B, training was too challenging for him. Now training and challenging. And if he says, I did well during the training, or if he says, training was not difficult for me, B is not the right answer. And if he says, training was quite a big thing for me and it was very hard, then B is the right answer. C, he could have worked harder at them. So could have worked harder. Now if he says, I worked extremely hard, then it is not the right answer. But if he says, well, I didn't work very hard, now I think I should have worked harder on that, then it can be the right answer. Parents and disappointed. Now, if he says in the audio, my parents were happy, this is not the right answer. And if he says, my parents were also let down means disappointed, then this can be the right answer. Fellow students admired him. Now, fellow students admired. And if he says in the audio, my fellow students were jealous of me, then it is not the right answer. But if he says, my class fellows always appreciated me, then E is the right answer. So again, you need to check true or false, right? Now I play the audio and you will have to select 2 letters from 5 letters.
You will hear 2 students called Jean and Thomas discussing their sports science course.
Hi, Thomas. How are you enjoying the course so far?
Yeah, I think it's good.
Remind me, why did you decide to study sports science? Didn't you want to be a professional athlete when you were at school?
Yeah, that was my goal, and all my classmates assumed I would achieve it. They thought I was brilliant.
That must have been a nice feeling.
I thought I could win anything. There was no one who could run faster than me.
Exactly. So what happened? Did your mum and dad want you to be more academic?
Not at all. Perhaps they should have pushed me harder, though.
What do you mean?
I think I should have practiced more.
I think I should have practiced more. Should have practiced means worked harder. So one right answer is C. And other right answer is E. That is, fellow students admired him. Now out of 2, if you select 1 right answer, 1 wrong answer, you will get 1 mark for the right answer. And you can write your answers in any order, like 21 C, 22 E. Or you can write 21 E, 22 C. Both ways answer is correct. Please focus again.
You will hear 2 students called Jean and Thomas discussing their sports science course.
Hi, Thomas. How are you enjoying the course so far?
Yeah, I think it's good.
Remind me, why did you decide to study sports science? Didn't you want to be a professional athlete when you were at school?
Yeah, that was my goal, and all my classmates assumed I would achieve it. They thought
all my class fellows assumed I would achieve it. They assumed I would achieve it.
Athlete when you were at school?
Yeah, that was my goal, and all my classmates assumed I would achieve it. They thought I was brilliant.
They thought I was brilliant. So they thought I was brilliant means his fellow students admired him. E is the first right answer.
That must have been a nice feeling.
I thought I could win anything.
I thought I could win anything. So he should have felt more positive about it. He was already positive. When you think you can win anything, you are very positive. So it's not option A, right? Now please come to option D. D for doctor.
There was no one who could run faster than me.
Exactly. So what happened? Did your mum and dad want you to be more academic?
Not at all.
Did your mom and dad wanted you to be more academic? Not at all. Now, when parents want their children to be more academic, it means they are disappointed. Like they say all the time, you are playing cricket. Okay? So, mom and dad, he said not at all. So, D is not the right answer. Now come to option C.
Perhaps they should have pushed me harder, though.
What do you mean?
I think I should have practiced more.
Okay, they should have pushed me harder. I think I should have practiced more. That is, could have worked harder at them. Okay? So, C and E are the right answers. Alright, questions 23 and 24. Choose two letters. Which two feelings, underline two feelings, did Thomas experience, underline Thomas experience in Kenya? Right? Now, you will listen to Thomas carefully and his two feelings. One is disbelief. Now, for disbelief, he would say, I couldn't believe myself. I couldn't believe this was happening. I couldn't believe. I couldn't trust my eyes. Means disbelief. Second, relief. For that, he can say, I took a sigh of relief. Or I was relaxed after that. Something like that. Stress. For stress, they may use the word anxiety. Or I had stress or I had anxiety. I was under pressure and all that. Gratitude. Gratitude means thankfulness. Okay, I was thankful. I was something like that. And homesickness. For homesickness, he may say, I missed my family. I missed my parents and all that. So, two feelings Thomas experienced in Kenya. Right? Three feelings he did not experience. Okay?
What makes you say that?
Well, I went out to Kenya for a couple of weeks to train.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
I was chosen to go there out of low...
Look at the excitement of the girl. Huh? She is overly excited. Really? Minnu to pata hi nahi si. Like she's saying, I didn't know that.
What makes you say that?
Okay.
What makes you say that?
Well, I went out to Kenya for a couple of weeks to train.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
I was chosen to go there out of loads of kids and run with some of the top teenage athletes in the world. And I was so calm about it. I just kept thinking how fortunate I was. What a great chance this was. Everyone back home was so proud of me. But once we started competing, I very quickly realised I wasn't good enough.
That must have been a huge shock.
I thought, this can't be happening. I was used to winning.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay. I'm over it now. And I think it's much better to...
Okay, now, what are the right answers? Okay, gratitude. And what is the wording that they used for gratitude?
I was
So happy. I'll play it again, don't worry, okay? And second is A, disbelief, okay? Please listen to it again.
What makes you say that?
Well, I went out to Kenya for a couple of weeks to train.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay, yeah. Now,
I was chosen to go there out of loads of kids and run with some of the top teenage athletes in the world. And I was so calm about it. I just kept thinking how fortunate I was.
I just kept thinking how fortunate I was, right? Khushkismat. How fortunate I was. That is gratitude.
What a great chance this was.
Okay, what a great chance this was.
Everyone back home was so proud of me. But once we started competing, I very quickly realised I wasn't good enough.
Okay, once we started competing, I realized I wasn't good enough. And at home, everyone was fine. He wasn't having this homesickness.
That must have been a huge shock.
I thought, this can't be happening.
I thought, this can't be happening. Ye nahi ho sakta. Rano is gone somewhere, okay? So that is disbelief. A is the right answer. All right, now we go on and we've got questions 25 to 30. And the question type that we have once again is matching. Remember, for listening part 3, multiple choice questions, single or double. And matching type of questions, and in matching we've got options which you have to match with questions, okay? So let's do this together. All right. Now, the question is, what comment do the students make about the development of each of the following items of sporting equipment? What are you going to match? Items of sporting equipment with comments about the development of the equipment. Okay, now I just make the screen bigger. 1 second. Yeah. Okay, if you take a look at the questions are table tennis bat, cricket helmet, cycle helmet, golf club, and all that. Do you get any real information? No. So when they give you half minute to read the questions, it's a good idea to read options. Okay? So, option A, it could cause excessive sweating. Underline excessive sweating. And for sweating, they may use the word wet. When you are sweating, you understand sweating? Pasina, right? So when you are sweating, you are wet. For example, to say their hair was wet, or they had wet hair, wet body, right? Sweat all over, anything like that. So answer is A. Option B, material was being mass produced. Underline material and mass produced. I mean, for example, some material for making any sports equipment, and the material was mass produced. Mass produced means it was made in bulk. That is what we call mass produced. Option C, people often needed to make their own. Like if you want to play hockey, you had to make your own hockey. If you wanted to play cricket, you had to make your own cricket bat. So make their own. Underline make their own. Right? You had to make it and all that. I remember in my childhood when I used to play hockey, we had to make our hockeys. There used to be a tree. We cut off some branches of the tree and then we make a nice hockey. We made it and then we played with that. So maybe something like that, right? Like my friend Yasin, he used to play gulli danda in his childhood. So first he had to make it and then he had to play with it, right? He still remembers that. Okay, it often had to be replaced. So often and replaced. Imagine you are playing with a tennis bat, and after 1 hour you are replacing it with another tennis bat. So it often had to be replaced means you had to use another one. Option E, material was expensive. Underline expensive material. For example, it was made out of steel and steel was very expensive. Made out of wood, wood was very expensive. So for that they will use the word cost a fortune, cost a lot of money and all that. Option F, it was unpopular among spectators. Underline unpopular spectators. Spectators are tamashai. People are watching the cricket or any sports achievement, sports match. So it was unpopular, means they didn't like it or they made fun. Right? So it's just like that. When they talk about audience, spectators, people watching the sporting event, then it's going to be that. It caused injury. Now, they used anything like tennis bat, cricket helmet, cycle helmet, golf club. It caused injury. For injury, they can use the word hurt, injure, or anything like that. And option H, no one using it liked it at first. No one using it liked it at first. So, no one liked it at first. Means when you used it first time, you didn't like it. Anything out of these. Now, question number 25. Table tennis. When they say table tennis, your pen will move from options A to H and you got to see which option is that. When they move to question number 26, you're going to move your finger to question number 26, but this hand will follow through the options. Okay? Yeah. Let's start.
So, Gian, have you thought of any ideas for the discussion session next week on technology and sport?
We have to cover more than one sport, don't we?
Yeah.
You know, we always think technology is about the future, But we could gather some ideas about past developments in sport.
Look at early types of equipment, perhaps. I remember reading something about table tennis bats once, how they ended up being covered with pimpled rubber.
'Cause they were just wooden at first, I'd imagine.
Yeah. In about the 1920s, a factory was making rolls of the rubber in bulk for something like horse harnesses.
Really?
Okay. A factory was making rolls of rubber in bulk. And then they had the, table tennis, that racket, it's got the threads on that. So correct answer is option B. Material was being mass produced. Rolls of rubber. Question number 26. Cricket helmet.
So, what about cricket? That's had a few innovative changes. Maybe the pads they wear on their legs?
I don't think they've changed much, but I'm just looking on the internet. And it says that when the first cricket helmet came in 1978, the Australian batsman who first wore it was booed and jeered by people watching because it was so ugly.
Wow.
Okay, booed and jeered by people watching. People watching is spectators. And booed and jeered means unpopular. Right? So, F is the right answer. Booed and jeered. Jeer means like to make fun of someone. Right? Question number 27. And booed, like you say, boo, boo. Look at him. Something is funny. Right? So, they made fun of him. Cycle helmet. Question number 27.
Unlike the cycle helmet.
Well, unless you're a professional. But you're right, many ordinary bikers don't wear a helmet.
Hey, look at these pictures of original helmet designs. This one looks like an upside-down bowl.
Yet the woman's laughing. She's so proud to be wearing it.
It says serious cyclists ended up with wet hair from all the hard exercise.
I guess that's why they have large air vents in them now, so that the skin can breathe more easily.
Okay, so we've done helmets.
Right, wet hair. Now in cycle helmet, there are holes in it so that the skin can breathe. So what is for wet hair? Excessive sweating. A will be the right answer for that. Okay, question number 28, golf club.
What about golf balls? Or better still, golf clubs. They've changed a lot.
Yeah. I remember my great-grandfather telling me that because a club was made entirely of wood, it would easily break and players had to get another.
There's no wood at all in them now, is there?
No, they're much more powerful.
Okay, it would break and then the players had to get another. So, D. It often had to be replaced. Well done. Question number 29, hockey stick.
The same must be true of hockey sticks.
I don't think so, because players still use wooden sticks today. What it does say here, though, is that when the game started, you had to produce a stick yourself.
I guess they just weren't being manufactured.
Okay, you had to produce a stick yourself. Exactly, make their own. For own, they use the word yourself. You had to produce a stick yourself. C is the right answer for that. Question number 30, football.
So, one more perhaps? What about football?
Well, I know the first balls were made of animal skin.
Yeah, they covered them with pieces of leather that were stitched together. But the balls let in water when it rained.
Oh, that would have made them much heavier.
That's right. You can imagine the damage to players' necks when the ball was headed.
Oh, how painful that must have been.
Okay,
Yeah.
damage to player's neck and how painful. So that is option G, caused injuries. Got it now? If you understand these things, you will laugh. During your listening test, you will laugh and write down your answers. And if you don't understand, again, you will laugh and write down wrong answers. Okay? Yeah. All right.